Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Welcome to the class. Today is Srimad Bhagavatam. Today we are covering the fourth canto, 29th chapter, verse number 45 to 47. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Shabda Brahmani Dushpare Charanta Uruvistare Mantralinge Vyavachinnam Bhajanto Na Vidupparam. Can somebody read translation?
Prabhuji, 1 second, Prabhuji. I'm just sharing the screen, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Shobha Mataji, you can read the translation.
Haribol, translation by His Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, translation of Shloka number 45. Despite the cultivation of Vedic knowledge, which is unlimited, and the worship of different demigods by the symptoms of Vedic mantras, demigod worship does not help one to understand the supreme powerful personality of Godhead. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Dandavats.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, you want us to read the purport also?
Yeah, please.
Okay, Prabhuji. Sudhamai Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandat pranam. Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 7.20, Kamaistaistairritaghyana prapadyante anya devata tam niyamamastaya prakritya niyata swaya. Those whose minds are distorted by material desires surrender unto demigods and follow the particular rules and regulations of worship according to their own natures. Most people are interested in worshipping demigods to acquire powers. Each demigod has a particular power. For instance, the demigod Indra, the king of heaven, has the power to shower rain on the surface of the globe to give sufficient vegetation to the earth. This demigod is described in the Vedas Vajrahasta Purandara. Indra rules the water supply with a thunderbolt in his hand. The thunderbolt itself is controlled by Indra. Similarly, other demigods, Agni, Varuna, Chandra, Surya, have particular powers. All these demigods are worshipped in the Vedic hymns through a symbolic weapon. Therefore, it is said here, Mantra Lingay Vyavachinnam. By such worship, karmis may obtain the benediction of material opulence in the form of animals, riches, beautiful wives, many followers, and so on. By such material opulence, however, one cannot understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So here, this chapter is entitled Talks Between Narada and King Prachina Barhi. So in this particular chapter, so Narada is explaining King Prachina Barhi. Actually, the whole story of Puranjana and everything, why Narada is explaining, because to make aware King Prachina Barhi about the effects of the Karma Kanda, and the Karma Kanda cannot lead him to the stage of pure devotional service. So if you see the translation, what is it mentioned? That generally now the question is, what is Karma Kanda? What is Karma Kanda?
Hare Krishna. Prabhu, the karma actions done for one's own sense gratification.
That is sakarma. I mean, yeah, of course. It comes in the either if it is done as per the Vedic, then it is sakarma. Then against the scripture, it is vikarma. But what
Vikarma.
is karma kanda? Of course, you are right partially. It is not that not right. It is partially true. But exactly what is karma kanda? There is something called worship there, right? Material sense gratification, but in karma kanda, what is there?
Worshipping the Lord, Prabhuji, but with the intention of some personal benefit.
Is it worshipping the Lord?
Performing sacrifices,
Performing
Prabhuji.
sacrifices or something.
Yeah,
As per the
performing
Vedic scriptures,
Yeah, I think as
doing
per
mechanical worship.
yeah, everything is true as per Vedic this one scriptures and worship, sacrifice. But for whom?
For material benefits, Prabhuji.
For
Material
demigods,
benefit,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, for demigods. They worship
Yeah,
demigods.
for demigods. And even if one is doing for Lord Vishnu, they consider Vishnu to be another demigod. The worship done for Vishnu also with the consciousness that he is another demigod, not the Supreme Personality of Godhead, also falls under Karma Kanda. So in Karma Kanda, what the person does, he approaches and he worships various demigods with the intention of getting something back. Or either what are the different lists given in the end of the purport? End of the purport. What is anchoring?
Beautiful
riches,
wife, riches,
riches.
and material opulence.
Yeah, material opulence. With many followers, riches, maybe animals in the sense, maybe some kind of children or some deer animals like cows or the horses or the elephants. So these kinds of uh, benedictions they are expecting when they are doing such kind of sacrifices. And it is generally done for whom? It is said here generally Indra, Varuna, Agni, Chandra, Surya, and particular demigod, they can give particular benediction only. For example, Uma can give beautiful wife, or Shiva can give beautiful husband. So Indra can give rains, but one person doesn't have the access to other part of the benedictions. Like Indra may not be able to give that which is not in his purview of this one. Now the question comes, the demigod worship is not the highest worship, but still people are worshipping demigods. Why people are worshipping? Why people are doing this karma kanda?
Ignorance, Prabhuji.
For
And
to
the
get
sense gratification.
less, to get material
gratification.
appearance.
To acquire some powers, Prabhuji.
Yeah, material opulence and ignorance. So in the beginning of the purport, what is Srila Prabhupada mentioning? Why they are doing that? In the beginning of the purport, what is Srila
To
Prabhupada
acquire
mentioning?
powers.
Who are worshipping demigods? Kamaiste rata jnana prapadyante anya devata tam niyamam astaya prakritya niyata swaya. See, prakritya niyata swaya. Everybody has got particular nature. Now, how many devotees are there here? 28 devotees are there. And each devotee is different in nature, right? So, that prakritya, is a different nature. But why Anya Devata Prapandyante means surrendering to Anya Devata, means other demigods other than Krishna. Why they do that? Their jnana. What is the real jnana? What is the real jnana?
Jivera
Hare
Swarupa
Krishna,
To do
Krishnera
devotional
Nityadas,
service,
Prabhuji.
to be
We are
devotional
parts and
service.
parcel of Krishna.
Eternal
Yeah,
servants of the Lord.
and always understand Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
yeah. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and we are the eternal servant. Jivera Swarupoi.
Krishnera
Krishnera Nityadas. This is the beginning of the knowledge. and all the knowledge, further knowledge, is based on this foundation of the concept or the jnana that we are the eternal servants of Krishna. So now, what has happened to this jnana? It is
It is
distorted,
covered.
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 Rata means covered or distorted. Uh, because of what it is distorted? How it
By
is
material.
distorted?
Because of
Maya.
Desires.
Our
Maya.
desires, Prabhu.
Maya,
Because
or
of
it
the
is,
Triguna and
False
our
ego, Prabhu, false
false
ego.
to be more specific here, it is mentioned kama. Kama is there. Kama is there. Because of the kama means to desire to separately enjoy from Krishna. Atmendriya priti vancha tare bali kama. Krishnendriya priti cha dhare premanama. So, Atma Indriya, so my own senses. So, I think in terms of I, me, and mine. So, when we think of I, me, mine, I want to enjoy, and extended is my wife has to enjoy, my husband has to enjoy, my children have to enjoy. And apart from this, my bodily, purview, everything else is I'm not bothered. I become selfish, self-centered. It is his children, so whatever happens to his children, that's okay. For I am ready to cheat, steal, or exploit, whatever one is ready to do. But when it comes to I, me, mine, I am very selfish. So this is kama. Kama is Taita Jnana. When it is centered around I and me, then what happens? I surrender to Anya Devata. Then what? When I surrender to Anya Devata, according to my nature, Niyata Swaya, what I will do? Tam tam niyamam astaya. Whatever comes to mind, I will worship in particular way. Okay. Ganesha, I will worship like this, and I will get such and such benedictions. Kali, I will worship, I will sacrifice this some goats or something, and I will get such and such benefits. So, such a thing, the person or the soul thinks, and he's surrendering to Anya Devata. But here in the translation, it's clearly mentioned that worshipping of the demigods doesn't lead one to pure devotional service. Mataji, can you please open 11th canto, 11th chapter, 43 to 45? 11th canto, another tab maybe. Another tab if you want. Because this particular video,
Prabhuji, 11th canto, 11th chapter, which shloka?
43 to 45.
Okay.
43 you can, yeah. So here, can somebody read this, please?
Shilpa Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhu, Danvat Pranam. Surye tu vidyayatraya havishagnau yajetamam atithyena tu vipragriye goshva angaya vashadina Vaishnave bandhu satakritya hriditi khe dhyana nishtaya vayav mukhyadhiya toye dravyai sa toya puraha saraiha standile mantra hridayera भोगैर आत्मानम आत्मनि क्षेत्र जन्मम सर्वभूतेषु समत्वेन यजेत माम. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. You want me to read the translation? Prabhu, you're on mute. Should I read the translation, Prabhu?
Yeah, Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna.
Sorry.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. My dear Uddhava, one should worship me within the sun by chanting selected Vedic mantras and by performing worship and offering obeisances. One may worship me within fire by offering oblations of ghee, and one may worship me among the Brahmanas by respectfully receiving them as guests, even when uninvited. I can be worshipped within the cows by offering the grass and other suitable grains and paraphernalia for the pleasure and health of the cows, and one may worship me within the Vaishnavas by offering loving friendship to them and honoring them in all respects. Through steady meditation, I am worshipped within the inner space of the heart, and within the air, I can be worshipped by knowledge that prana, the life air, is the chief among elements. I am worshipped within the water by offering of water itself along with other elements such as flowers and tulsi leaves, and one may worship me within the earth by proper application of confidential seed mantras. One may worship me within the individual living entity by offering food and other enjoyable substances, and one may worship me within all living entities by seeing the super soul within all of them, thus maintaining equal vision. Hare Krishna. Thank you,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna. So here this Uddhava Gita, where Krishna tells Uddhava actually how to worship demigods and be Krishna conscious. So is it wrong to worship demigods?
No, Prabhu.
No,
No,
Prabhuji.
no. So,
But we
but
should always think that they are serving Krishna and they will help us to reach Krishna.
yeah, so proper mood should be maintained when we are worshipping the demigods. So here Krishna tells Uddhava how to worship demigods and at the same time be Krishna conscious. So here he is mentioning how for fire. uh, so one worships Krishna or Vishnu by offering the oblations of ghee into the fire. And when it is offered, what they tell? Swaha, they tell. Then they tell that it is for made for Vishnu, or in the meaning of there will be various mantras where it is mentioned. Na mama, like I am not the enjoyer, but Vishnu is the enjoyer of this yajna. So it is like Vishnu is Yajneshwara and we are the servants of the servants. So in that way, one is worshipping various demigods. So this in this particular chapter, Krishna is explaining that one. So we can understand that worshipping the demigods is not wrong, but with what intention one is worshipping. So basically, we have to be, Krishna conscious, and our aim is to get Krishna prema. But one more thing we have to understand here. We understood now that we have to worship demigods with the proper mood, and be Krishna conscious. In the Krishna conscious way, we have to worship demigods. Now, I will ask you one question. Then, why we are not worshipping demigods on the regular basis? Only we worship or some when the family things are there, then only we worship. Why not on the daily basis?
Because Hare Krishna Prabhuji, because by worshipping Krishna, demigods also get covered.
Yeah, that is one point. By worshipping Krishna, demigods also will get covered. So,
We get
what is the
attachment to the devotional service to Krishna, Prabhuji, more than the demigods.
yeah? We need to get attachment to devotional service of Krishna. So
And Prabhu,
basically, our what is our goal?
worshipping the root, Prabhu, watering the root, so the water will reach it will nourish the leaves and the branches and everything. So when we worship Krishna, the demigods are his body parts only, Prabhu.
Yes, you are
So
all right. You are all right. So that these are the reasons, but basically we have to understand what is our goal.
To
Go back to
reach
Godhead.
To go back to
reach
Godhead.
worship and
To
go
get
back to
Krishna
Godhead.
prema,
Prabhuji.
to obtain Krishna
And we
prema.
worship
Yes,
other
that
other deities, then we go to that deities.
So somebody telling going back to Godhead, and somebody telling Krishna Prema. So of course, Krishna
Pleasing
Prema is
Krishna. All our actions should be
And to
directed
serve,
towards pleasing Krishna.
yeah.
and to serve Krishna.
So Krishna is Krishna Prema with love, with pure love, right? So
And also, Prabhuji, Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, we should worship Krishna directly and not go to the demigods. And also for that.
yeah, but
Prabhuji.
that is what why we have to do that. That is the question now. We have to worship Krishna directly,
Hare
not
Krishna Prabhuji.
demigods. Why we have to do that?
Stop the cycle of birth and death.
Yes, stop the cycle of birth and
He is
death.
the absolute truth. The absolute truth and the absolute supreme personality of Godhead is only Krishna, Prabhu.
And
give
also,
us this.
Prabhuji, we get purified, Prabhuji, by doing
Yeah.
Krishna service, Krishna Bhakti.
Because, Prabhu, any
You can,
benediction that the demigods grant us, it is only
Mhm.
with Krishna's mercy that they are granting us. And
Yeah.
it is only with Krishna's remembrance that we are, praying to a certain demigod. Only
Yeah.
if he wishes, we get that intelligence to pray to a particular demigod.
Yeah.
and he is
You
one and only,
He can
Prabhuji.
liberate us, Prabhuji.
One and
Krishna is the
only.
only one who can liberate us from this one.
yeah, this is more closer. See, actually, our goal is Krishna Prema. Now, can demigods give us Krishna Prema? Even though we may be worshipping them in a Krishna conscious way. Suppose I am worshipping Ganesha, thinking that is a pure devotee of Lord Nrsimhadev. That's the proper mood of worshipping Lord Ganesh. But by
Prabhuji,
worshipping continuously Ganesha in that particular mood, am I going to get Krishna Prema?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, it is the vice versa. When we water the root, we get the benefits of all other things. But if you water the flower or fruit or leaf, it won't reach the root.
Yeah. So
We
now,
get bound, Prabhuji, by worshipping the demigods.
no, it is not right that we will be bound. If we worship demigods in a Krishna conscious way, it becomes a karma only. It is not, we are not going to get bound there. But the thing is, by worshipping demigods, we are not going to get Krishna Prema. It
Hare
Hare
helps
Krishna,
Krishna.
us.
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I heard in a lecture that you can that we can worship Shiva because he's a Param Vaishnava. That is, if you want to obtain Krishna. I don't know whether it's right or wrong, but this is it is a doubt in my
Yes,
mind.
Prabhuji. There are 5, even I have heard, so that is why I also wanted to ask that.
What is the
5
meaning
people.
of that? What is the meaning of that? You mentioned now that Lord Shiva, when we worship Lord Shiva, we will get Krishna consciousness. What is the meaning of that?
It's a
Vaishnavanam yata.
Parama Vaishnava.
Brahma Vaishnava. So when you go
Vaishnava
to,
Yatha Shambhu.
yeah, when you
Like
go,
as a pure devotee, if we worship, like he's the
Yeah,
pure devotee of the Lord.
because he also chants for Krishna, no, Prabhuji? He has a japamala in the hand.
yeah, so then
He's a
when we
Param
worship
Vaishnava.
Shiva, what will happen?
Then we
What
can
will
get
happen?
close to Krishna.
Jnana and Vairagya, they get.
He will direct us to Krishna,
Krishna.
go to Krishna. And
Is
he
it
will
right, Prabhu?
direct us. Yeah, he will direct us to Krishna.
Yes.
He will not directly engage all of us in his own service. When
Yes.
we approach Vaishnavana Meta Shambhu, he will direct us to go to Krishna. He will make us get association of devotees of Krishna. And in the association of devotees of Krishna, to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, to serve the Vaishnavas, to do the service to Vaishnavas, to serve the Lord directly through deity worship or Sankirtan. So he will facilitate that. So it is not that when we go to Ganesha or Durga or this Shiva in a Krishna conscious way or being very sincere, it is not that they will engage themselves in they engage all of us not in their service. That they do for whom? That they do for kamesteste ratajnana prapanyante anya devata. Those who are not very sincere, they want, this as per nature, they want to worship Ganesha only. So for them, they will be allowing that. But for those who are very sincere and those who are worshipping demigods in a Krishna conscious way, they will help the devotees to become more and more Krishna conscious and come closer to Krishna. So this is the point we have to understand. So
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
Prabhuji,
Krishna.
and also that Antyakale cha mameva smaran muktva kalevram. We have to remember the Lord. The more
Yeah.
and more we remember Krishna and go to Krishna instead of going to the demigods, it will be easier for us to remember the Lord by the mercy.
Yeah. So for that for remembering Altyakalecha also to get the Krishna prema only, right? So when we remember Krishna at the end of the life, next life, we will be having the spiritual body and we can serve Krishna eternally. So that is the whole thing. Now the concept is clear. The demigods worship. Those who are worshipping demigods with according to their own nature, they will continue to worship demigods. And after that, what in the next verse also in purport Srila Prabhupada is mentioning, what is where do the such people go who are covered with kama? Yanti deva vrata devan. Let's go to next verse. We'll see that. Please read 46.
Yanti devavrata devan, pitran yanti pitravrata.
Prabhuji, it's verse number 46 only, right?
Yeah, next verse we are going. In this, we are seeing further about the previous verse. Yeah. Please read.
Yeah,
Please.
Kusmalata Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. यदा यस्यानुगृह्णाति भगवान् आत्मभावितः स जहाति मत्तिं लोके वेदे च परिनिष्ठिताम्. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. When a person is fully engaged in a devotional service, he is favored by the Lord, who bestows his causeless mercy. At such a time, the awakened devotee gives up all material activities and ritualistic performances mentioned in the Vedas. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Padma Mataji, would you like to read the purport?
Yeah, okay, Mataji. Yeah, okay. Hare Krishna. It's very long. We can share the purport, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji, yes.
Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In the previous verse, those who are in knowledge have been described and has been described as unable to appreciate the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Similarly, this verse indicates that those who are followers of the Vedic rituals, as well as those who are followers of fruitive activities, are unable to see the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In these two verses, both the Karmis and Jnanis are described as unfit to understand him. As described by Srila Rupa Goswami, only when one is completely free from mental speculation and fruitive activities, Anya Bilashita Sunyam Jnana Karmadi Anavritam, one can engage in pure devotional service without being polluted by material desires. The significant word Atma Bhavita indicates that the Lord is awakened in one's mind if one constantly thinks of him. A pure devotee is always thinking of the lotus feet of the Lord. Sa Vaimana Krishna Padara Vrindayo. A pure devotee cannot remain a moment without being absorbed in thoughts of Supreme Personality of Godhead. This constant thinking of the Lord is described in Bhagavad Gita as Satata Yuktanam, always engaged in the service in the Lord's service. Bhajatam Priti Purvakam. This is devotional service in love and affection, because the Supreme Personality of Godhead indicates to the pure devotee from within. The devotee is saved from all material activities. Even the Vedic ritualistic ceremonies are considered material activities because by such activities one is simply elevated to other planetary systems, the residential abodes of the demigods. Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 9.25, Yanti deva vrita devan, pitranyantri pita vitaha, bhutani yanti bhutejya, yanti madhyagno apimam. Those who worship the demigods will take birth amongst the demigods. Those who worship ghosts and spirits will take birth among such beings. Those who worship ancestors go to ancestors, and those who worship me will live within me. The word Atma Bhavita also indicates that the devotee is always engaged in preaching to deliver conditioned souls. It is said of the six Goswamis, Nana Shastra Vicharanika Nipunau Sadharma Samasta Pakau Lokanam Hita Karanam. A pure devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is always thinking of how fallen conditioned souls can be delivered. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, influenced by the merciful devotees, attempt to deliver fallen souls, enlightens the people in general from within and by his causeless mercy. If a devotee is blessed by another devotee, he becomes free from karma kanda and jnana kanda activities. As confirmed in Brahma Samhita, Deveshu Durlabham, the Supreme Personality of Godhead cannot be realized through karma kanda and jnana kanda. Adurlabham Mahatma Bhaktau, the Lord is realized only by a sincere devotee. Anybody wants to read Mataji?
Yes, Mataji. Barnali Mataji will read.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranams. In this material world, the cosmic manifestation is created by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and the living entities have come here to enjoy themselves. The Vedic instructions given guide them according to the different regulative principles, and intelligent people take advantage of these instructions. They thus enjoy material life without being disturbed. This is actually illusion, and to get out of this illusion by one's own endeavor is very difficult. The general populace is engaged in material activities, and when people are a little advanced, they become attracted to the ritualistic ceremonies mentioned in the Vedas. However, when one is frustrated in the performance of these ritualistic ceremonies, he again comes to the material activities. In this way, both the followers of Vedic rituals and the followers of material activities have lost the for material activities are entangled in conditional life. These people get the seed of devotional service only by the goodwill of Guru and Krishna. This is confirmed in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Guru Krishna Prasade Bhakti Lata Bij. When one is engaged in devotional service, he is no longer attracted to material activities. When a man is covered by different designations, he cannot engage in devotional service. One has to become freed from such designative activities, sarvopari vinirmuktam, and become pure in order to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead through purified senses. Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam Bhakti Ruchate. The service of Lord through purified senses is called Bhakti Yoga or devotional service. The sincere devotee is always helped by the Super Soul who resides within the heart of every living entity, as Lord Krishna confirms in Bhagavad Gita 10.10. Tesham yat shatat juktanam bhajatam pritipurvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mamupayanti te. To those who are constantly devoted and worship me, and with love I give the understanding by which they can come to me. This is the stage of becoming free from contamination of the material world. At such a time, a devotee makes friends with another devotee, and his engagement in material activities ceases completely. At that time, he attains the favor of the Lord and loses his faith in material civilization, which begins with Varnashrama Dharma. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu speaks clearly of one's becoming liberated from the Varnashrama Dharma, the most exalted system of human civilization. At such a time, when one feels himself to be perpetually the servant of Lord Krishna, a position taken by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. Naham vipro nacha narapati napi vaishuna shudra naham varni nacha grihapati na vanasthaya yatirva kintu prodya nikhila pramananda purnamat पूर्णामृतताब्धे गोपीभर्तुर्पदकमलया दासदासानुदासा Padyavali 63. I am not a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya or Sudra. I am not a Brahmachari, Grihastha, Banaprastha or Sannyasi. What am I? I am eternal servant of the servant of the servant of Lord Krishna. Those through the disciplic succession of one can attain this conclusion, which is perfect elevation to the transcendental platform. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Next verse and translation only you can read.
Shilpa Mataji, Hare Krishna. Can you read the verse and translation, Mataji?
Yes, Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Tasmat atmarsu baharshman gnana dartha kashishu martha drishtim kritaha shrotra sparshiva asprita vastushu. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. My dear King Barhisman, you should never out of ignorance take to the Vedic ritual or to fruitive activity which may be pleasing to hear about or which may appear to be the goal of self-interest. You should never take these to be the ultimate goal of life. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Sudhamayi Mataji, Hare Krishna. You can read the
Hare
purport.
Krishna. Yes, Mata. Hare Krishna. Hare
I
Krishna,
think
Prabhuji. Pranam.
purport we can read. Can we read later, Mataji?
Okay, Prabhuji. Hare
How
Okay,
big? How
Prabhuji.
big it is? How big it is?
Prabhuji, it's small only, Prabhuji.
Then please finish it.
Okay.
Okay, Hare Krishna,
Sudhamayi
Prabhuji.
Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandak Pranams. In Bhagavad Gita 2.42 to 43, it is said, Yamimam pushpitam vacham pravadanti avipaschita vedavadarata partha nanyadastiti vadinah kamatmana svargapara janma karma falapradam kriya vishesha bahulam bhogaishwarya gatim prati. Men of small knowledge are very much attached to the flowery words of the Vedas, which recommend various fruitive activities for elevation to heavenly planets, resulted good birth, power, and so forth. Being desirous of sense gratification and opulent life, they say that there is nothing more than this. Generally, people are very much attracted to the fruitive activities sanctioned in the Vedic rituals. One may be very much attracted to becoming elevated to heavenly planets by performing great sacrifices like those of King Barishman. Sri Narad Muni wanted to stop King Barishman from engaging in such fruitive activities. Therefore, he is now directly telling him, don't be interested in such temporary benefits. In modern civilization, people are very much interested in exploiting the resources of material nature through the methods of science. Indeed, this is considered advancement. This is not actually advancement, however, but it's simply pleasing to hear. Although we are advancing according to such concocted methods, we are forgetting our real purpose. Bhakti Vinoda Thakura therefore says, Jada Vidya Yata Mayara Vaibhava Tomara Bhajane Bhadav. Materialistic studies are the glare of Maya only, for they are an obstacle to spiritual progress. The temporary comforts of life experienced either on this planet or on other planets are all to be taken as illusory because they do not touch the real purpose of life. The real purpose of life is to go back home, back to Godhead. Ignorant of the real purpose of life, people take to either gross materialistic activities or ritualistic activities. King Bharishman is herein requested not to be attached to such activities. In the Vedas, it is stated that the performance of sacrifice is the actual purpose of life. A section of the Indian population known as the Arya Samajas lay too much stress on the sacrificial portion of the Vedas. This verse indicates, however, that such sacrifices are to be taken as illusory. Actually, the aim of human life should be God realization or Krishna consciousness. The Vedic performances are, of course, very glittering and pleasing to hear about, but they do not serve the real purpose of life. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So here it's mentioned the Vedic performances are very glittering and pleasing to hear, but they do not serve the real purpose of life. So we saw that in the previous verse that by worshipping the demigods without the sincerity or without being in a Krishna conscious way and worshipping the demigods in their own whimsical way, what will happen? Those devotees,
They will go to the planets.
it is mentioned 9.25. What is that? So those who worship the demigods will take birth among the demigods, and those who worship the ghosts and spirits will go to ghosts and spirits. You might have seen this in Udupi side, Madhva Parampara and all. They have this ghost. Ghost means what? This
Bhuta,
bhuta,
Prabhuji.
yeah, bhutas, spirits. Spirits. The ghosts are pretas, and spirits are bhutas. Basically, bhutas worship. Bhutas and pretas are a little bit different. So they worship that, right? Even some a movie and all it came, and I heard that there is some display of that, right? Some, I think, Bhuta something. They are mentioning all those things. So those who are worshipping the Bhutas and Pretas, they live among such entities. And those who are worshipping the Pitras, they go to Pitralok. But Krishna says, Yanti Yanti Madhyajino Apima. So one who is worshipping me will live with me. So now we understood why we are not worshipping demigods, right? Even though we may worship in the Krishna conscious way, even if we worship demigods in a Krishna conscious way, demigods will guide us to Krishna only. Ultimately, they will guide us to Krishna only. So it is better to directly worship Krishna. So akama sarva kamova moksha kama udaradi tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusha param. So whether we have desires of mukti or desires of other bhukti or another siddhi, whatever is there, it is better to worship Lord Krishna directly. But what is the reason? Even if we have desire, material desires, if we worship Krishna, what will happen?
He will fulfill that, Prabhuji. Krishna will fulfill that also.
If it
He
is,
will
if it is good,
purify,
According to our
Prabhuji,
if it is
desires.
instead
good
of
for us, if it is good for us, he will give it to us, not otherwise, Prabhuji.
So he will give it to us only if it is good for us. Second thing, even if he is giving to us, he will purify us with that whatever
Yes,
he is giving. So two
yes,
things are
Prabhuji.
happening. So that is the best part, going to Krishna. So here it
Prabhuji, I
is.
have one small doubt. Can I ask you now?
Yeah.
About this worship of these ancestors, they say, in which way can you highlight a little on that?
In which way?
They say, that those who worship ancestors, they'll go to their planet.
Yeah.
How is it? Because annually to Pitra ka to we do, no, Prabhuji?
Yeah. So how it is going to demigod planets? Similar way. Demigod planets, without being Krishna conscious, if they worship, they go to demigod planets, right?
Yes, but Pitras, that's a little not clear.
Pitras also same thing. Pitras
But
also
nobody worships,
how we
Prabhuji, but
should.
nobody worships Pitras. No, only annually, jab wo aata hai na, that in September, the
Yeah.
Pitra Paksha, that time only we do, no, Prabhuji? Otherwise, whole day we don't worship.
There
So
are
how do
people
we
who are
say?
worshipping Pitras.
Oh, okay.
And they are desiring to go to Pitraloka also. There are some entity, living entities like this Jivatmas, they want to go to Pitraloka. But whatever we are doing during the Mahalaya or the other time, Shraddha or whatever, oblations to the Pitras, we do it in a Krishna conscious way, right? So Krishna conscious way means what? The Pitras have to get this Vishnu Prasad. We are offering the Pinda, whichever as in the form of Vishnu Prasad, and that souls can become closer to Krishna or go to Vaikuntha. That is the whole mood, right? That we worship in the Krishna conscious way. That is elevating for us also in Krishna conscious way. But if one does that, they wish to live with the Pitras. Here, those who worship demigods, they wish to go to demigods. For example, one who is very much attached to Ganesha, he would
Yes.
like to live with the Ganesha on the Ganesha Loka. Or if one is very much attached to Surya Dev, he wish to live in those planets. So
Yeah, yes,
similarly,
Prabhuji.
some these
Understood.
ghosts and spirits are the bhutas. They are some mode of ignorance. They are attracted to the ghost and spirits. So they only want to become spirits.
Okay,
So
thank you, Prabhuji.
living amongst spirits means what? They only want to become the bhoot. So they get some spirit, the power, some small shakti, some empowerment in the next life, and they only want to become spirit and live in that planet. So that
Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. But here it's mentioned Yanti Madhyajino Apiman. So those who worship me will live with me. For that, Krishna is mentioning how one can live. Anyabhilashita Shunyam Jnana Karmadi Anavratam. Here, in the purport, Srila Prabhupada is mentioning one should be free from Jnana Kanda and Karma Kanda. Here, Narada Muni is telling King Parshina Bharishat that you are doing all Karma Kanda activities, which is not recommended. This will not lead you to the pure devotional service. So, pure devotional service is the goal, and we have to work towards it. So, how he is mentioning in the bottom, what is Tesham Satata Yuktanam Bhajatam Priti Purvakam. When with the love, we are engaged in the service of Krishna, what will happen? Then Krishna Dadami Buddhi Yogam. So Krishna will give the intelligence in such a way that we can go back to Godhead. We can go back to Vaikuntha. So from within Krishna, as a Paramatma, Chaitya Guru, Krishna is helping us, and Chaitya Guru manifests externally as the spiritual master, and externally he guides in the form of spiritual master, and he helps the devotee and gives the buddhi, means buddhi yogam tvam, means buddhi means what? Required
How to go
intelligence.
back to
Intelligence.
Required intelligence to go back to Godhead. So, and here another point Srila Prabhupada is mentioning, Savai Mana Krishna Padara Vindayor. And also he's mentioning Rashikena Rashikesha Sevanam Bhaktir Uchate. So in the Vedas, there are many flowery words in the 47th verse. Srila Prabhupada is mentioning there are so many flowery words. Why? Because Vedas are explaining about Karma Kanda, and kings like Prachina Barhi, they are attracted to Karma Kanda section. Then there is the explanation of Jnana Kanda. Some souls are attracted to Jnana Kanda and the liberation, impersonal liberation, Sahijya Mukti, all those things. But the Bhagavatam describes about the pure devotional service. Savai Mana Krishna Padara Vindayor. We should always think about Lord Krishna's lotus feet. So, in the fourth canto, Pratumaraj's explanation is also given. Pratumaraj also does various Vedic sacrifices, and Prachina Barhyashat also does the various Vedic sacrifices. But Pratu Maharaj is glorified for his Vedic sacrifices, whereas King Prachina Barhi is given a correction by Narada Muni for doing Vedic sacrifices. What is the difference? The difference is one is doing the Vedic sacrifices with the self-interest, and it's for me, I, me, mine. And Prathu Maharaj, he was doing it for pleasing the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is to, set an example. Yadyad acharati shreshtas tatteve taro janaha. So here another point we can understand, pleasing the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And here it is mentioned, this seed of devotional service one will get only by the goodwill of Guru and Krishna. Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Bij. So by the mercy of spiritual master, one gets Krishna, and that the Bhakti Lata Bij, that one has to carefully garden it and grow it, water it. What is the watering process? Chanting and hearing. We have to hear, chant carefully, avoiding all the offenses. So when we avoid all the offenses and practice the devotional service, slowly we grow higher and higher in the stages of devotional service. Adho Shraddha tata sadhu sanga tata bhajane kriya tata anartha nivratti. Then Nishta, Ruchi, Asakti, Bhava, Prema. So slowly this Bhakti Lata Bij will grow, and in Prema, it gives the fruit. It reaches the Goloka Vrindavan Dham and it gives the matured fruit of love of Godhead. So in the next 47th verse, if you see, it is mentioned that this flowery words of can you please show that verse? In the 47th verse, Netaji, can you please go to next?
Prabhuji, 1 second, Prabhuji.
So with this we will conclude. So basically we understood, to summarize, so demigod worship doesn't lead us to pure devotional service, or karma kanda doesn't lead us to pure devotional service. Narada Muni is explaining, if you want to pure devotional service, then you should get the mercy of the devotee. And devotee here, yam imam pushpitam vach. So Pravadanti avipaschitah Vedavada Ratapartha Nanyat Astiti Vadinaha. So there are many things explained in the Vedas, but some more points, they appear to be goal of self-interest. But our goal is Krishna Prema. So Krishna Prema, since that is the thing, then we should be try to become the devotee. And how one can become the devotee? By the mercy of another devotee. So Madhyama Adhikari, he gives the mercy to the other living entities in the form of preaching. So this is the month of book distribution. So book marathon, December month, tomorrow, today, after this class, we will go to this Vaikuntha Ekadashi. Lot of hundreds and thousands of devotees are coming for the temple. We are doing book distribution. So in this way, we do book distribution, then preaching. And when we do this, by the mercy of Madhyamadhikari, one gets this faith. The other living entity gets the faith. He will develop the interest in Bhagavad Gita and the spiritual topics. And then slowly he will starts coming to temple and develops Sadho Shraddha. Then he starts coming more and more Sadhu Sangha. So this way, by the mercy of another devotee, only one can become a devotee. So we have to understand this point. And when one serves more and more, Lord also will start reciprocating. So that is why we have to, as per our capacity, we should do maximum book distribution, and we have to preach as much as possible, tell this knowledge to others. And in this way, we try to help other living entities also to come closer and closer to Krishna. So I think the time is up. So Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Are there any questions or comments or corrections?
Hare Krishna. Devotees, any question, realizations? Sumangala Mataji, you can ask your question. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. That was for reading, Mataji, but I have a question now. Hare
Okay,
Krishna,
Mataji.
thank you, Prabhuji. Wonderful class. Prabhuji, I just wanted to know, Prabhuji, Maya Devi helps, I mean, actually, indirectly, she helps, no, Prabhuji, like giving, chastisement and all that to go back to God. But what about the non-devotees, Prabhuji? They keep, asking for wishes and they get bind, no, Prabhuji. Like, so why is she not helping them? So I'm not able to understand, Prabhuji. Like, they go to the demigods, like, Maya Devi temple, Durga temples, and all that. But all their wishes she will fulfill. And why she keeps them? They say that she is doing a thankless job, and she some indirectly helps them to come to Krishna consciousness. But there she keeps giving the blessings and fulfilling all their desires, and they are getting bound now, Prabhuji. So I just wanted to know, why is she not helping? How to understand, Prabhuji? Like, so.
She is helping only, but we have to understand that there is a thing called desire of the living entity. So there is a material desire of the living entity, and then there is a spiritual desire, right? So one who is completely engrossed in the material desire, to bring him to the spiritual desire, what she will do? She will give three types of kleshas: Adhyatmika, Adhibhautika, and Adidaivika. So this is also her mercy only. We should not think that when she gives Adhyatmika klesha, Adhibhautika klesha, Adidaivika klesha, it is not her mercy. It is, she is showing she is cruel. We should not think like that. It's her mercy only, because when the living entity goes through these kind of sufferings or the experiences of too much heat, too much cold, tsunami, all these things, at one point when they continuously go through this, at one point they will understand that I'm suffering in the material world. There is something beyond. Why am I suffering in this material world? Is there any solution to it? Then one starts thinking about Atatho Brahma Jijnasa. This is for completely materialistic people. She does what she does. Three kleshas she give. That is her mercy only. And when the living entities continuously go life after life, these Adik Bhautika, Adi Devika kleshas, one point they come to the point of thinking, I want to come out of this suffering. What is the solution? Then he will understand. Oh, when I go back to spiritual world only, there is I can become free from suffering. So this is one kind of her mercy. Another kind of mercy, what she will do? She will test on the devotees. What she will do? She knows exactly the weakness of the devotee, and she exactly throws the test there. One is too much attached to money. Then what she might do? She may give him poverty. So in that way, his hankering for money will go away, and he starts completely depending on Krishna. So another one is full of anger. So she will give such a situation such that he will become angry. At the same time, he has to restrain it or control it. So in this way, she is helping the devotees. Or if one is too lusty, so she may give situations in such a way that he has to introspect about his lust. So in this way, for devotees also, Maya Devi, she is helping. And for the materialistic persons, she is helping in the form of giving them three types of. That is why the Trishula, she's trident which she is carrying, it represents three types of kleshas. But the Trishula, we think that it is for killing. It is not only for killing, it is for uplifting also, uplifting the soul. So what Maya Devi does, why it is called thankless job? She gives the suffering, but what is the purpose behind giving the suffering? Is it that she really wants Jiva to suffer?
No, Prabhuji, she wants them to come to Krishna.
She wants Jiva to come closer to Krishna. So whether it is completely sinful people, materialistic people, or demons, or the devotees, all of them, Mayadevi wants all of them come closer to Krishna. Not that she wants them to suffer or go through the pain. No, she gives all those things. Only that the living entity understand this material world is dukhalayam ashashvatam. And then come to the point of atatho brahma jijnasa, and who am I and what am I doing in the material world? I have to come out of this janma mrityu jara vyadhi cycle and slowly become devotee and become slowly then pure devotee. So for devotees also, she will throw so many situations so that we restrain our temptations. We surrender more and more to Krishna. She will help us. If we are sincere, these temptations, whatever we are getting, it will be helpful for us to take shelter of Krishna and become pure devotees. So in all the way, Maya Devi is helping the living entities to come closer to Krishna. It's her mercy only.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, but for giving the mercy, difficulties for devotees. So some devotees will leave the path itself, no, Prabhuji, because of the, kleshas. I came to Krishna for the solace, and but still I'm getting so many miseries. They think that way, and then if they give up on chanting and all that, Prabhuji, then what to explain to them, Hare Krishna?
It is only insincere people will leave. Sincere people will not leave. You have to understand this. See, there is a test. There is always a test in the spiritual world. Whatever we are doing here, that same thing we will do in the spiritual world also. This is the practice place. Now it's a practice ground now, in this material world. So if one has the desire to see other enjoy the other's body, or enjoy the unpalatable food which is beyond the borders of Krishna consciousness, whatever desires one is having, if one is put in the spiritual world also, he will do the same thing. So devotees have to practice here. It is a practice pitch. Suppose one wants to go to spiritual world and be with Krishna, then he has to develop the same consciousness here also. Even if one is having little bit of material desires, then he cannot be qualified to spiritual life. So Maya tests in all the way, in 100% way. Do you have the subtlest point? Or whether it may be in the form of lust or the lobha, greed, whatever. So she tests in all the way. So if somebody is insincere when given the test, if he may leave and go away. No, I was not looking for this. I want to enjoy. But here, after coming to Krishna consciousness, there is more suffering. Why after coming to Krishna consciousness, there is more suffering? Because as we progress in the spiritual life, as we progress anartha nivritti to nishtha, in nishtha, higher challenges, higher test. Because first standard paper is how it is. First standard paper.
Easy, Prabhuji.
So now you can write first standard paper without reading also, right? 1
Yes.
plus 1 is equal to 2. 1 into 1 to 2 into 4 is equal to 8. Yeah, without reading also you will aram se you will pass the test. So then as you progress, you become to high school. What will happen? Higher test, higher complicated question papers. You came to engineering. Then what? Calculus, integration, maybe some higher mathematics. So when you came to post-graduation, then the PhD, So similar way, you come anartha nivrati to nishta, higher tough paper will be there. Then more challenges. In ruchi, more challenges. In asakti, more challenges. Even and on the higher stages, even if your attention is little bit here and there, then the completely Maya will take over and she may create havoc. So one should be very, very careful. So such tests are coming. Then if one is insincere, then what he will do? No, 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 no. I wanted to enjoy, but after coming to Krishna consciousness, my pain is suffering has become more. No, I will leave and go better. I will enjoy in the material world only. If one is insincere, then he will leave and. But if one is very, very sincere, then whatever may be the tests, higher and higher tests are coming. He may fail, but he will try to overcome that. Lot of temptations of lust are coming or greed are coming. No, I will restrain. I will try to please Krishna. Even though sometimes I may fail here and there, but I will show to Krishna that I don't want it. So in that case, Maya will also give you such situations where you were too much, you wanted such situations only, where you can have the complete enjoyment. So in that situation, what one the devotee does, Maya will test. One will restrain and show to Krishna that Krishna, I am maintaining the integrity. I'm showing to you that I don't want this lower nature or lust, greed, and anger or any illusion. I am completely surrendering unto you. So in that situation also, every situation, each and every situation we show to Krishna, Krishna, I'm surrendering to you. I'm completely dependent on you. I'm completely helpless. Please protect me from Maya. Please save me. When we keep on surrendering, keep on taking shelter and showing to Krishna, then Krishna also starts reciprocating. And Maya Devi also will help you by to make you understand. She is giving test, not that you fall down. She is giving you the test to make you understand where is your weakness. Is the weakness when you are alone, or is the weakness when you are seeing one restaurant or some other things? Maybe if some previously one had the opportunity, is a habit of drinking liquor, she may make you pass through the liquor shop. Are you able to tolerate the temptation of liquor? Or when you're, in a situation where you may have to give to lower nature, are you giving to lower nature, or are you restraining? So these kind of tests she will give to make us realize that, I have to work on these weaknesses and come up in Krishna consciousness. But if one is not sincere, then he will think, oh, Maya is giving me suffering, I'll go away. Insincerity. That means you really you don't want Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, committing mistakes on the strength of the holy name, the more sins, like that offense is there, no, Prabhuji?
Yeah.
Like we know that the four regulative principles one has to follow to be a human. Like there will be some people who eat non-veg and all that, and they will be chanting also. So like when we say that it's okay, even if you are eating non-veg also, you can chant. So when we say this, so it is like what to say, Prabhuji, like committing more sins on the strength of the holy name. Will it not be like that, Prabhuji? Like
Yeah, that
for
phase will
them
be,
to.
that phase will be temporary. So they are chanting, they started chanting in the Namaparada phase, but chanting more and more, they come to the, if they are sincere, they will immediately come to the stage of Namabhas. They will give up non-veg, they will give up material hankerings. We have seen so many examples, right? Among our devotees, many devotees were eating non-veg, many were smoking cigarettes, many were, drinking liquor, and few were having even illicit relations, and they all left all those things. Why? Based on the strength of the holy name. Because at the beginning when they come, they may not be able to leave it. That means at that point of time they are chanting Nama Parada stage. But when they really become sincere and leave slowly, Krishna will also help them. Slowly, one may be eating a non-veg all the 7 days. Then he may reduce it to 4 days. Then he may reduce it to 2 days. Then once in a month and once in a year, he left all together. So his graph is improvement. So Namaparada also, he was committing more Namaparad, then less Namaparad, then less Namaparad. Then almost no Namaparad, then he comes to Namabhas and slowly Shuddhanam. So at that point, when he's eating and all, maybe he's chanting Namaparad, but Namaparad stage, what is the solution? Continuously chanting more and more. He will come out of Namaparad and come to Namabhas.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Dandat Pranam. Hare Krishna. Very helpful.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Very well explained. Thank you, Suma Mataji, for this question. It helps all of us. I love particularly when you said, Prabhuji, that Maya brings you closer to your weakness. So you have to add, because all the time we wonder why the same problems keep coming. But we have our learning lies there. Instead of learning from that, whatever misery that we are getting, we get so dejected, and at some point now we are at least at a situation where we don't blame God. Otherwise, earlier it was like whatever little misery comes, and one would blame God only very easily.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
this
So now
same
it's
point you brought, very nice point. Actually, the Maya will give the same situation. You can observe it that if you have some particular weakness, she will give similar situations again and again for you until you learn from that situation. And the moment you learn it, that situation is stopped unless you fall down again. Okay. Then you have next higher challenges. That test, it's like engineering. You have strength of materials, you have mechanics, you have fluid dynamics, different papers. Say now I am writing strength of material paper. I failed in that. I have to rewrite the strength of material paper again. Next time, next different paper will come. Again, if I fail in that, again I have to write until when? Until I pass that strength of materials. But once I pass that strength of material papers, I go to next semester. But it doesn't mean that in the next semester I don't have any other papers. I will have some challenging papers, more tough subjects. But I have to finish, I have to clear that also. So similarly in our life, the same situations, challenging situations will come. If we pass that, pass means what? We have to learn the lessons. Learn the lessons, do manana from the Srimad Bhagavatam class. Do the manana and try the lessons. Okay, this is my weakness. I want to overcome this. And if I do this way, if I surrender in this way, I will overcome this. And you practiced it. So that means you pass the test. Then next higher challenging situations, higher tests. So similarly, you have to pass engineering. So many papers are there, lab examinations are there, practical tests. Everything you have to show to Krishna, and theoretically, practically, everywhere you have to show Krishna. I really want Krishna prema. And you practice and show in your life. Really, in the purport, if you see, it is mentioned, naham mipro nacha narpati napi vaishona shubha. So in that verse, what is? Gopi Bartu Padakamalayora Dasa Dasa Anudasa. We want to become the servant of the servant of the servant. Really, from the heart and practically, we show to Krishna that really we want to become servant of the servant of the servant. So that when you do show it completely, when in you engineering you pass, you will get the certificate. Then you are called officially the engineer, civil engineer, mechanical engineer, computer science engineer, like that. So similarly, if you pass all the tests, you become a pure devotee, and then you are given the NOC, that certificate, that you are eligible to go back to Godhead. So Hare Krishna. So we have to learn the lessons from each test, each challenging situation.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhu. Prabhu, when you say that we have to learn from situations and learn from whatever miseries that we have, so when it comes to temptation, like you're saying, food, or we have to resist. Maya will keep bringing us back to what we love to eat, or like TV, or whatever our weaknesses are. But when it comes to relationships, or any within devotee circle or outside devotee circle in our regular life also, the lesson we have to learn is we may not know what to do, but then the only lesson, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Prabhu, because I want to understand this, that only lesson we learn, I have to learn, is that to tolerate and accept it as my karma, which I must have done in some lifetime, that it is coming back to me and I'm living my karma, which it is due to me. So tolerance is, even if in any relationship we don't understand anything, learn what to learn, then tolerance is the thing to do, right, Prabhuji?
There are other lessons also to be learned. I will give you a small example. So one devotee was there. Okay. That devotee's weakness was, for small things she will shout on everyone, and she will shout left, right, and she will scold. And so this is this mouth, loose mouth they call, no? This is like for small things also shouting and fighting and all, that devotee. But she was very sincere. So what happened for that devotee? Krishna gave such situations where she had to face this situation. The other, after marriage, this mother-in-law or someone, whoever who is interacting with her, they started shouting on her, or they shout on her, and so in such a way that she can't speak her more. So now for that devotee, this is a challenging situation. What is the challenging situation? The
That
mother-in-law
she
is,
can't shout
yeah,
back.
she can't shout back, but she is given continuous shouting. So she may now, she has two options. Uh, One thing she can learn, that this is coming back due to my karma. That you point which you told, and second thing point you told is the tolerance. That two things are right. But further things she can learn. What are the things she can learn? In
She
previous
will
life,
probably understand that
yes.
how she feels when somebody shouts on her, so that when she shouts, then others might also feel the same way. That probably she, if the realization is there at all.
That one thing. And another
And
thing is
instead
what
of them go through the same type of karma, she can change that also, being compassionate
she
on.
she can she comes to know what is her mistake, her laggings. What was her shortcoming? She shouts for small things. She shouts, right? And same thing is happening to her. When same thing is happening to her, she can understand that since I am, for small things I am shouting on others, the situation here is in such a way that I'm getting this. So that means I have to correct this tendency of mine of shouting on others for small things. I should not shout, I should speak. There are, in the Vedas it's mentioned, that there are ways of speaking, right? It should be pleasing to others. It should
Satyam
be
bro.
as,
Yam.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But
Prabhuji, at that time, she also understands the agony one goes through when somebody shouts at you. So,
she will undergo that agony. At the same
yes,
time, if she is sincere, she will learn from the mistake.
yes,
But if she is insincere, what she will do? When others are shouting, she will further shout,
yes,
further complicated in the karma. So there is two choice. So one is further shouting back. She will not learn anything. Life after life, she keeps on shouting on. And life after life, she will get such other members only to shout back. But
mm,
if she is sincere, then if she learns her mistake, then that situation will change. That means the other person may stop shouting, or she will not get that situation again, because she learned the lessons that I
Yes,
should not
Prabhuji,
shout.
yes.
I should speak as per the, what is that, Mataji? Can you please tell what are the five things? I think one is the should be pleasing to others, and
Satyam Priyat, Satyam Bruyat, something like that, Prabhuji.
yeah.
I'll just
So that five things, as per that, if we speak, then so like this we can keep on learning.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, but Prabhu, most times we see that a person who is very docile and very quiet and nice, generally that person gets all the shouting from various people. So in that situation, I was saying it is rarely seen that a person who is very, like how you are mentioning, a person who shouts at everyone. It rarely happens that somebody will shout at that person. That person will get people like that only, who are docile. I was mentioning about people who tolerate all the time, Prabhu. So, like if, for example, a person is tolerating every time the other person is shouting. So, in that case, how will the person, what is the learning to for that? Because that person is polite to everyone. So, the learning, what I understood was, as I said, about that it is my past karma, and it is about tolerating. So, God wants me to learn tolerance.
And
So,
the same learning, for example, in devotee's life, the situation will come that it may not be externally visible, those weaknesses, but from the devotees learn that what it comes on him, that will be his weakness, that only Lord will send. So even if we are silent and if somebody is shouting, that means I have this inherent, it may be in the suppressed form, but that is there within, that we have to understand. So that means I have this tendency of what you call this, speaking harshly or speaking fighting mode or whatever. It is there. That is why it's coming on me. So that we have to correct. I think I gave the example last time. I think some person, I was not at all I had not done any mistakes, but some person came and told, you are a thief to me. So then I started introspecting that why I am a thief. Why, without any reason, why he came and told me that? Is there anything within me that kind of this one? So started introspecting, and even though I could not find, it might be there. Otherwise, why Krishna will make somebody tell I am a thief? So what lessons I learned, that what, like this cheating propensity or stealing propensity, if it is there, then I have to correct myself. So in this way, whatever the external situations come, then we learn from it. Even if it is not there, we can learn those lessons, right? I should not be cheating others. I should not be become a thief. I should not be doing any thievery. This is a lesson. So yeah. So
Sometimes, Prabhuji, we can remain unaffected, no? Even if anybody says, if you are calm, like, as you progress in bhakti, so whatever people say, because if you know your mind, then you don't get affected. Let them talk what they want. Because you rely on Krishna.
Yes.
Because if you think you are pure, then
Yeah.
you don't get affected by those things, no, Prabhuji?
Yes, we don't become affected, but at the same time, when the external situations come, we learn the lessons, and if we already know the lessons, we strengthen the lessons. So this is the whole thing. Yeah.
Prabhuji, the
Yes,
four
Prabhuji.
things, Prabhuji. The Satyam. Speak the truth, speak pleasantly, do not speak unpleasant truth, and do not speak a pleasant untruth.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
four things. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you so much. So these things.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Wonderful class.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Danvat Pranam.
Prabhuji,
Vancha.
your classes are so simple, but you just hit the nail on the head. It's so perfectly you explained, Prabhuji, in such a simple way. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Dandat Pranam.
Very, very good, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for your association.
Thank you.
Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa
Kripa
sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna, pranam.
Hare
Hare
Krishna. Pranams Prabhu. Should we end the class, Prabhu? Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna to all devotees. Prabhu, should I end the class?
Yes, Mataji, sure.
Hare Krishna. Actually, I'm not
Hare
the
Krishna to
person.
everybody.